Hey guys, it's Avengel. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're looking at the Demios Inc. F5. Now, part of this is because we also, I believe it's a fairly recent release, according to the marketplace, but also we do have another one coming out soon, and it might be a case that this released before that one, for a reason. We will find out. Now, the F5 itself is an American supersonic light fighter, designed initially as a private project in the 50s by Northrop, and it had the 5A and B Freedom Fighter variants, and the extensively updated F5E and F5F Tiger IIs that came later. Now, it has the General Electric J85 engines, and much smaller and simpler than, for example, an F4 Phantom of similar vintage. Now, it was introduced in 1964 and produced between 59 and 87, so fairly consistently actually, and over 1,200 of the A, B, C, and D variants were made, with 1,400 of the E and F later variants. And of course, it was developed from the T-38 Talon, which was a trainer, and this was more of a, let's turn the trainer into a light fighter. Now, of course, the Canadians have the CF5, and there are a couple of other variants as well. The Swiss, of course, have famously used them as well, as has the development onto the Tiger Shark, the F20. So in terms of its specificaciones, this beast is equipped with, as we mentioned there, the J85s, which are putting out 5,000 foot-pounds of torque with afterburners 3,500 without. Max speed Mach 1.63. Max cruise of Mach 0.98, so it can comfortably cruise just subsonic. Range is 480 nautical miles clean. Combat radius 120 nautical miles with sidewinders and other ordnance. I will say this one has a bit of a soft spot for me. Its lift-to-drag ratio is 10 to 1, so it's pretty potent. It's a pretty close to my heart aircraft, considering that this is one of the ones I fly the most in top-tier War Thunder. Well, 10.0 War Thunder, I should say. Equipped with two 20mm cannons, of course, is the M39A2 revolver cannon in the nose. Has 7 hard points, so it can carry rockets, missiles, bombs, and others. It can carry everything, basically. Now, this comes from Demios Inc. It's interesting when the listing on the website, on the marketplace I should say, specifically states things like amazing VFX experience, very high quality model, very high quality textures, fully animated this rather than partially animated something or other. So I'm really glad there's a fully animated removable flight cover and a fully animated cockpit, because I really wouldn't want a half animated cockpit, that'd be awkward. Multiplayer smoke and wingtip vortices, 20 liveries, which are actually surprisingly good. We're including, of course, the Swiss ones. They've used them quite extensively. There's a paint kit available on flightsim.to as well, and additional mods, including adding the weapons onto the aircraft. So if you bought it from the marketplace, you can get the mod from flightsim.to. I will link it. I believe it's on there, and you'll find it in the description. So let's go take a look. Now, the problem I did notice first off, as my head tracking is on here, is this did not actually have a manual in the folder. That might be available elsewhere, but I did not find one with it. So of course we've got a drag chute there. This is my canopy. That's my canopy. So it's actually rather pretty modelling in here. I do quite like it. So I'm going to have to model through it. So hopefully we have in-game checklists to help us. We do. Okay. Parking brake is on, and it's actually correctly telling us where things are. So parking brake is here. Canopy's open. Ladder is available. I don't know how to equip the ladder. Oh, ladder is here. Ah. Part of visibility and chocks. Let's take a little look outside and take a look around, shall we? Let's get rid of this for a second. We'll pull this back up in a mo. So we've got the Luke Air Force Base, US Air Force livery on here. And the weathering is lovely, I will say. Really nicely weathered and worn, which is a nice change to see dirty, grubby aircraft. Of course, here's our pilot. And a good period-looking pilot in the cockpit there. Modelling's very nice. I actually quite appreciate this. And it's a small jet, so it's much more my flavour than some of the huge monsters, although the Tomcat is still Mama's favourite right now. Love that thing. Let's get back inside the cockpit here. We'll take a quick look around, and we'll go back through this checklist and get us started up and take her for a spin. So cockpit prep, we're on that, so nav lights are good. These are all good, so we'll go to engine start. So, avionics master 2 on. Correct that, so it tries to take me to the right place again. Where is it telling me to turn it on? Because it's not showing me. It's just clicking. Oh, I don't want that visible. That's a bad idea. Let's turn that off. There we go. And those are our chocks, of course, and the ladders. So once the chocks are in, those will be positioned up there. And when they're not, it goes down there. And it's also showing up your customer registration on the side of the cockpit. Oh, right. So you can change the customer registration to be your pilot's name. So it's showing my current registration, which is a German aircraft, here, where the name is. So you can put a name in the pilot reg. That is nice. I like that. Okay. So, avionics are on. Generator 1 and 2 is on. And his battery, so that will go on as well. Collision lights, fuel 2 is going to go on. And it's on, I think. No, that is on. We go down to our booster pumps, which are going to be here. That's a cross-feed pump. We don't need that. Engine 2 start. Let's try that, shall we? Is it a click and go? I hope it's a click and go. I think it's click and go. It's starting to spool up. Okay. Everything's coming alive. So the in-sim checklists are definitely functioning for us in terms of what we need here. So we'll turn that part off for now. We don't want that. Stores jettison. Interesting. Because those down there. We've got our cabin pressurization, really? It was me thinking to use oxygen. Okay, engines are coming on, so we'll put the canopy down. Much quicker. Okay. So after start, oxygen is going to go on. That is down here. Ladder is removed. That is removed. Canopy is closed. Oxygen is on. It's on. HUD is going to go on. That is here. Let's see if this actually works. It is on. There we go. Okay. So which is brighter? That's dimmer. That is brighter. Okay. Unseated panel, no lights. We have nothing on the unseated panel. Cool. So taxi checks will be taxi lights, parking brakes, and then we have canopy closed, landing lights on. Okay, we're good to go. So, parking brake is released. We're here at Sedona in California. And my head has decided it doesn't actually want to work now for some reason, despite the fact I actually have it turned on. Come on. You have one job. Let's get ourselves moving here. Got our throttles here. So we have got differential throttle control. So we'll get ourselves taxing. Visibility is great here. So that's not away out of the parking area. This is it up ahead. Quite a low down fighter jet. Unlike a lot, this is quite low. So definitely designed for, I think in terms of a market, obviously being a trainer, useful. But if you're marketing this as a light fighter, it's probably a good idea to have it something that's accessible from improvised airfields and airfields that are not quite as well equipped. So the ability to get in and out of the aircraft with just the actual built-in step on the side of the actual cockpit, as well as a ladder. Possibly very useful features, allowing it to operate in more improvised capacities. Probably why the Swiss found them quite nice. They do tend to like aircraft that have that kind of capability of being independent of a lot of surface service infrastructure. So I will point out straight out that some of the stuff around the canopy is a little bit unpleasant. So this, on reflection, looking at the actual cockpit textures, a little bit low poly on the arc here. Edging here, not particularly pleasant in terms of texture, as is the stretched kind of lines around here and the kind of weak, should we say, weathering. The mirrors are very huge to be very useless, unfortunately. I mean, they're right there in your face. Other textures around here look pretty reasonable. They're not going to win awards, but they're certainly more than enough. Now, I just think it's let down by some of the edges, some of the material textures and how they look, and this is very shiny and very bright. I don't particularly like that. This bugs me the most, I think, up top. Everything else looks reasonably decent, to be fair. It could be far, far worse. Now, there's our harness system, of course. We'll not press that right now while we're testing. But a lot of these functions are ancillary. I'm being gripey, but of course we are going to be having another one of these coming out. So But I believe that's by SC Designs, the guys who brought us the F-16. So, it's one of those cases of you want to see what each model brings to the table and what they can offer. We'll go for takeoff flaps here. We'll taxi out to the active runway and we'll depart for a quick jaunt around the neighbourhood here in Sedona. So, it's decent texture-wise, but it's far from perfect. Now, the big thing where I think this will fall short of other options, obviously I'm not expecting the SC to have systems in depth or function, but ooh, sounds are interesting. Oh, we're full afterburner as well. Oh, nice. Okay, we're on the move. Okay. We are on the move, burning this thing. Let's drop those burners off. Interesting artifacting there on the canopy. Class. Oh, we just, that's, wow, okay. That's what happens when you have a thrust to lift ratio like this. Because that's the airfield we just took off from down there. We're at 11,000 feet. America. Whew. Okay, that's not bad. Do I have spoilers? I believe this has spoilers. Oh, it does. Yes, they're under there. Under the wings. By the drop tanks. Descend down here, play in the mountains a little bit. There we go. Let's put some of this on. Add some more dead dinosaurs to the mix. Oh, big G pull out. Okay. That's what she said. Sorry. It's one of those nights. It's 3 in the morning. Don't try me. Very maneuverable. A lot of fun actually to fly. This is my first time flying this aircraft, by the way. I've not touched this before today. I wanted to come in fairly clean. There was no manual, so I didn't assume it would be too complicated, but it's not bad. Again, the top of the canopy arch is really bugging me. It's the weakest part for me, and some odd artifacting occasionally on the glass. Kicking the burners low level. Okay. I would like to see some more systems fidelity in vintage jets and other kind of 3rd, 4th gen jet aircraft. It'd be nice to see that happening because it definitely would make more reason for you to fly them other than just like start the engines and go turn and burn. Flight sim obviously has disadvantages compared to DCS, obviously. That's a given. But I do love the opportunity, and this is my big selling point for flight sim versus DCS. Flying in the real world. DCS obviously great maps, but I like the real world considerably more. Hi guys, don't mind me. Let's go over the top. Ooh, this would be a weightless moment. Ooh, this is definitely fun. This flies great. Oh yeah, she flies good. I like this a lot. This is a really nice jet in terms of how it behaves. Again, I can't compare realism. I don't know. It's got a big high G crank. Let's go down the runway length here. There we go. Crank it round. That'll be lots of G's. Nice. Right, we'll bring around and we'll set up for an approach here. There we go. So this is the end we'll be coming in on, so I do need to kind of fly outbound here before I come in for the approach to the break. And we'll be okay. No real complaints so far. It's been a very enjoyable aircraft to fly. Simple and easy to operate. Honestly, you can't really find complaints in it. There is no systems depth, obviously. It's cool that it has some functions like, of course, the chocks and the ladders. I love the pilot name feature, so you can change your existing reg to that. Of course, radio systems are in here. We have... Oh, interesting. We have autopilot functionality too. Right, so there's our airfield, so we'll come in this way. Okay. We'll hit the mountains here, then we'll bring our crank around. .230, let's bring that speed down here. About 200. We've got a little bit of power on approach for this, so we'll start the turn. We're a bit far out, actually. Definitely not pattern sort of positioning for this. We're bringing our speed down. Gears coming with us. Let's bring that down further. Let's give it a bit of spoilers, actually, here to help settle us in. I mean, altitude here is not exactly low. We're at about 5,000 feet for Sedona, so we need to be aware of that. Flaps are coming down. Let's bring the nose in. We're idle on the throttles. We're a little steep here, in fact. And I'm off center. We'll correct that. I'm on idle throttle right now, which might make things interesting. And it's also a tabletop, so it's very much just like a carrier landing. So I'm dive bombing this thing like crazy. 155, that's good. Little offset, way off center. Yeah, I'm gonna wave. Gears coming up. This will give us a better chance to come around here and set up. That was a horrible approach. Ooh, the sim did not like going straight to Mac Jeebus there. Had no qualms pulling out of that. My god, our speed's just shot up doing this. Okay. Bring her around. This thing just wants to climb. It's incredibly maneuverable. Get the power down here. Fly our downwind leg. About 1,000 feet over the runway here. What are we doing? 180, so gear's going to come down now. First notch flaps, we'll do that before we turn. It's coming down on the downwind. Yeah, the edge of the glare shield too. This bugs me. It feels sharper than it is. I'm not sure why. It feels kind of sharp. But that definitely gets me a little bit. It just looks stretched. The texture looks stretched over that lip at the edge there. Like here. And the stretching of the kind of scratching is not ideal. There's a bit of power here, and we're going to begin our turn. We're very slow. I need to be careful, so let's put some power on. Let's use that lift-to-weight ratio. Oh, power-to-weight ratio this thing has. Bring it around. We are horribly slow. Let's use engine power to force us round. Oh, we're overshooting the runway approach here. We're making a hash of both of these approaches, but I can correct this one far better. 148, keep an eye on that. Okay. Slide her sideways a little bit here. Ain't no thing. That's more like it. Oh my god. I'm making a hash of things at 3 in the morning. This is awful. We're going to stick this one, though. It's going to be just fine. Little side slip in a fighter jet. Okay. This will need the drag chutes. Beautiful. There we go. Chutes are out. That should stop us in time. Probably. It might not. There's a good chance we'll die. We might live. Okay, we're going to live. So, physics saved my incompetent flying tonight. It's more challenging to land than I expected. And I will say, admittedly, despite hashing the hell out of the pattern and the approach there, I think I did a pretty nice job of touching that thing down. It's smooth as butter. Despite my horrible behaviour. Also, the inside of the cockpit edging there is ugh, not my favourite. Oh, I picked up speed and it closed that up for me automatically, rather than leaving it open. Come on. Open sesame. There we go. Taxi it back over here. I'm not going too fast before it closes it. Put the drag chute back in. So what do I think of this? For £16, not the world's worst purchase. Not the best either. Fun to fly and more complex than I assumed it would be, so that's on me. But at the same time, with the SC coming, it will be something I'll have to compare to how that one flies and how that one looks in terms of what we get. If you want the F5, this is not a terrible option, but with others on the table, best to wait and see, because I expect the prices will be similar, if not the same, and therefore you'll want to pay attention to what you're going to get. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!